I have no fear of opponent in front of me. That I am very self-sufficient. That they do not bother me. And that should I fight, should I do anything, I have made up my mind, and that's it, baby. You better kill me before.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. The water can flow, or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Martial art has a very, very deep meaning as far as my life is concerned, because as an actor, as a martial artist, as a human being, all these I have learned from martial art. Martial art include all the combative arts like karate, aikido, judo, Chinese kung fu or Chinese boxing, whatever you call it. All those. It's a combative form of fighting. I mean, it's not, some of them became sport, but some of them are still not. I mean, they use, for instance, kicking to the groin, jabbing fingers at the eyes and things like that. To me, at least the way that when I teach it, all type of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge. So therefore, they're coming in to, and ask me to teach them not so much of how to defend themselves or how to do somebody in. Rather, they want to learn to express themselves through some movement, be it anger, be it determination, or whatsoever. So in other words, what I'm saying, therefore, is that he is paying me to show him in combative form the art of expressing the human body. You're very much in control of the movement. By too much control, therefore, you're kind of concerned about the execution.
I said emotional content. Emotional, not content. Now try again.
Now right now I'm telling you to, really just forget about it, just do it. Now boom, you see, right on the target. When you just ease the burden of your mind, you just do it.
That's it. That is to me the most important thing, and that is how can I, in the process of learning how to use my body, to understand myself.
You see, actually, I do not teach, karate, because I do not believe in styles anymore. I mean, I do not believe that there is such thing as like Chinese way of fighting or the Japanese way of fighting or whatever way of fighting, because unless human beings have 3 arms and 4 legs, we will have a different form of fighting.
Unless we have other group of beings on earth that are structurally different from us, then there might be a different style of fighting. Now why is that? Because we have 2 hands and 2 legs. The important thing is how can we use it to the maximum in terms of path, well, straight line, curved line, round line. They might be slow, but depending on the circumstance, sometimes that might not be slow. And in terms of legs, you can kick up straight, same thing, right? And after all that, then you ask yourself, how can you honestly express yourself at that moment?
Really, to me, ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do, okay? I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. And when you move, you are determined to move. Not taking 1 inch, not anything less than that. If I want to punch, I'm gonna do it, man, and I'm gonna do it, you see. So that is the type of thing you have to train yourself into it, to become one with the punch. Now I'm leaning forward a little bit, hoping not to hurt any camera angle. I mean, you gotta put the whole hip into it and snap it and get all your energy in there and make this into a...
Well, what is it that you feel when you feel I? I'll tell you. What do you do when somebody says, pay attention? What is the difference between looking at something and taking a hard look at it? Or between hearing something and listening intently? What's the difference? What's the difference between waiting while something goes on and enduring it? Why? The difference is this, that when you pay attention, instead of just looking, you screw up your face, you frown and stare. That is a muscular activity around here. When you will, you grit your teeth or clench your fists. When you endure or control yourself, you pull yourself together physically, and therefore you get uptight. You hold your breath. You do all kinds of muscular things to control the functioning of your nervous system. And none of them have the slightest effect on the proper operation of the nervous system. If you stare at things, you will rather fuzz the image than see them clearly. If you listen intently by concentrating on muscles round the ears, you will be so much attending to muscles here that you won't hear things properly. And you may get singing in the ears. If you tighten up with your body to pull yourself together, all you do is constrict yourself. I remember in school, I sat next to a boy who had great difficulty in learning to read. And what they always say to children is, try. If you can't do something, you must try. So the boy tries. And what has he done? When he's trying to get out words, he grunts and groans as if he were lifting weights. And the teacher's impressed. The boy is really trying. Gives him B for effort. Oh, he's doing it. Has nothing to do with it. Now, we all make this muscular straining with the thought that it's achieving psychological results. The sort of psychological results it's intended to achieve. Now, all this amounts to is it's like you're taking off in a jet plane. You've got a mile down the runway and the thing isn't up in the air yet. You get nervous. So you start pulling at your seatbelt. That's what it is. Now, that is a chronic feeling. We have it in us all the time, and it corresponds to the word I. That's what you feel when you say I. You feel that chronic tension, because when an organ is working properly, you don't feel it. If you see your eye, you've got cataract. If you hear your ears, you've got singing in your ears, getting in the way of hearing. When you are fully functioning, you are unaware of the organ. When you're thinking clearly, your brain isn't getting in your way. Actually, of course, you are seeing your eyes in the sense that everything you see out in front of you is a condition in the optic nerves at the back of the skull. That's where you're aware of all this. But you're not aware of the I as the I.
From that moment on, I decided to take control of my life. I made up my mind to turn my body into a weapon. I would be a warrior scholar. I boxed. I went to school. I began reading W.E. Du Bois, Richard Wright. So I gave up all the worthless luxury that most inmates crave. The girly books, bags, cigarettes, the movies. I hated them. In fact, I hated everything. I didn't even speak English. I spoke hate. And its verbs were fists. I made up my mind to turn my body into a weapon that would eventually set me free or kill anyone who sought to keep me in prison.
And I live by them codes, man. Here's B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins, the executioner, with a story behind himself. No means I ain't perfect, but in this game of boxing, the way I live, I am super perfect. super perfect when it comes to taking care of this body and taking care of myself, I wouldn't be here this long, y'all. You think I'm that good? I'm not that talented that way. Roy Jones was talented and 10 times more than me. Most of the fighters in my era, including the James Toney, them guys was more talented than me all around the board. And I'm not just being a line shot about my talent. But something that I understood from day one, you keep your body clean, your mind clean, and you don't get caught up in this bullshit that goes on with success, you will be alright. And I live by them codes, man. And that's why it's hard for these young fighters to beat a Bernard Hopkins here, and even the physical, because I took care of my temple. They on the floor after the fight tonight, most of them, at a club somewhere. I'm in a hot tub or in a bathtub, no matter how many rounds the fight went, in my suite. That's the difference between longevity of resting, taking care of your body. Because even though you knocked that guy out in the first round, what about the 9 weeks of trauma, of training and sparring, hundreds of rounds? What about that rest? Oh, I didn't think of that, Bernard. I didn't think about the sparring part. I just thought about me fighting when I get in the ring. And as long as I'm okay, I'm okay. Nah, man, you went through 9 weeks of training with different guys banging on you. You going 10 rounds and 8 rounds, and you doing this at least 3 days a week. No, 3 days a week. Normally people spar. I train with my moms Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. What about that trauma year after year after year after year after year after year after year? Nobody never told them. Because boxing now is 99% trainers and 1% or less teachers.